Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and today we're bringing you, before anybody else, purely because I can, Black Clover chapter 49. Now you're probably wondering, how is he actually doing that? Why is he able to review and mention stuff and experience Black Clover before anybody else? It's purely because I've subscribed to Wiz Media and I basically get the release on the Monday, and to be fair, Black Clover gets updated quite late, which is the only reason. But for those people who don't know what Black Clover is, Black Clover follows the story of Asta, a boy born without magic, born in a world full of magic, where his life goal is to become the Sorcerer King, the #1 sorcerer in his country, while taking on everybody else, so he can marry the girl he's in love with, who happens to be a sister or a nun. So that's a separate story altogether, but amazing story. For those who haven't seen it or considering checking it out, give it time. It actually is coming into its own. Chapter 49, brilliant. The arcs get better and better. You definitely need to check it out. For those who don't know the rules, as always, if there's something that you like in my comment, leave me a thumbs up and comment section below. If there's something you dislike, thumbs down. But definitely let me know how I can improve. And if you haven't already done so, somewhere around here, I will leave a subscribe button throughout the video. Please subscribe at your leisure. I'll also leave one in the description below, in the comments below, for you to subscribe for whenever you mean, or whenever you want to. Peace for now. So, in summary, this chapter, the ending had me fanboying. I don't want to ruin it. I'm going to take it into 5 points. A few interesting points to mention, but the ending killed it. 10 out of 10 for me. I was fanboying. There's a panel at the end that shows Asta fanboying to Yami. That was pretty much me. So you can, I'm telling you in advance, I love this chapter. I don't care what people say about this series. This is the series to read. Anyway, let's get into the review. Number 1. Banta is probably the best way you can describe point number 1. It makes me laugh. It blew my mind how funny Yami can be. I didn't really see it at first, but when he stepped into this fight, when he really started talking, that was it. He was my character. That's my character. He's the one I'm gonna follow. He's my favorite. You know, kind of like Zoro and Luffy in One Piece. He's the one I want to do well. So this is why. So last chapter, let's take a flashback. Flashback. He goes, now that you know how to deal with Chi, you can take on the main guy. And Asta's now going, yes, I can take on the main guy. He goes, no, count on, you're probably going to die. And I did remember saying to him that I was going to show him the power of a captain. What you could do is you can take over, fight scrawny lion-faced guy. He didn't even bother to find out his name. He calls him scrawny lion-faced guy. That's enough said. I don't care about translation. That is just funny. So basically, that little banter there, it shows you their kind of chemistry, the way they bounce off each other. It's just an interesting dynamic there. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I love those two characters together. It's just so funny. So that's point number 2. Now, as funny as the first point was, the second point was just epic. Basically, we get to see Yami charge up, and he basically says, it's been a while since I've had to go all out. And he charges up and he looks like a demon. And then he goes in and throws a slash. Such a powerful slash that Lick doesn't even bother taking it. He dodges and tries doing his attack, but to no avail. His attack gets cancelled. He goes, my power's getting drawn in here. What's going on? I'm getting drawn in. And then another slash comes. That part is epic in itself. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't care how long it's taking. I really want to see this fight animated. Please, whoever can see this, whoever can pass it on to somebody, please share this out. We really want to see this animated. I really want to see this fight, how it's going to show on an anime. But that's point number 2. Point number 3. Point number 3. Basically, Yami says to Like, he goes, you didn't finish your. He goes, hey jerk, you didn't finish off the story. Finish telling me now. So basically, we find out a little bit more about Like's motivations, and what he talks about. He goes, you're from a different country yourself, so you should know this. He goes, what are your thoughts on how the system works? He goes, don't you think it's weird that there are some people who are nearly dead, starving to death? And then you've got people that are so rich that they're so wasteful, and you think, Why is there such a gap? Because and then you have people that get to decide how powerful or popular they can be based on the power they have or the number of magic they get. And then at the same time, some people, even though they're powerful, are looked down upon because of where they're born. And then some people hurt others because they're from a different country. It's very interesting how that's come across, because what that does is reinforces what we've already seen with Asta, with Yuno, with Mimosa, with all these characters that are not as good as maybe the Silvers, or they're not born into high families, they're orphans or something like that, which leads me to believe that there's a sad backstory when it comes to this guy. But he's a bit of a hypocrite because he wants to do it himself, which Yami's response is, I don't really get you, mate. You're a bit of a psycho. He goes, no, I'm perfectly sane, mate. This is Like's response. He goes, it looks like I'm not going to get through to you. He goes, I like stubborn guys, but I hate you the most. Boom! Slash comes out of nowhere. And that's point number 3. Point number 4 was funny and interesting at the same time. So basically, Asta is witnessing all this. He's getting to see the craziness that is Like. He's getting to see the amazingness that is Yami. And he's just thinking, for a person who has no magic, I don't think I can surpass these people. These people, the elites, as well as the Sorcerer King. There's so many amazing people that I don't think I can overcome them. This is an interesting point, because now that he's exposed to this level of magic, it gives him, I guess, a marker or something to compare himself to, or something to work towards. It's all well having a goal, but to have a more comparable goal, kind of that realization of where you are and where you need to be, can either demoralize you or really motivate you. So at this point he's getting disheartened. Now Yami, even though he's in the middle of a battle, realizes this, interrupts, and he goes, punk, did I not tell you to go take care of the scrawny kid? Because at that point the scrawny kid is basically looking to get involved in the battle. So not only did he realize he was getting in that funk, he also got him out of it. And he goes, all you've got to do is do what you want to do and don't worry about anything else. So the battle starts. Asta goes in there. This time the battle's different. So this guy he's opposing, the scrawny line-faced dude, is basically taking him seriously. So rather than using one kind of orb teleportation technique, he was using that before because he underestimated Asta, he's using many, and basically Asta's struggling. So Asta's trying to do what he's trying to do to get out of the situation. And he goes, look, I can do this all day, don't worry about it. And he keeps trying, and because Asta's kind of getting hit and stuff like that, and then he thinks, forget this, drops his sword. At this point the opposition is thinking, have you gone mad? Next thing you know, Asta jumps through one of the portals, punches the enemy, knocks him out cold, and Yami couldn't help but laugh. It was one of those scenes. Yami was like, I can't believe you just decked him one, which is point number 4. This leads up to point number 5. This is where it's interesting. So point number 5, this is really one of those things. Because Yami was distracted by Asta, Like thought it would be an opportune time to attack. And he goes, you got careless. He goes into attack, and Yami just looks up and he goes, no mate, you did. Comes out with the technique that when I was watching his techniques throughout this chapter, I was thinking, this guy's attacks are gravitational and they're like a black hole. A lot like Blackbeard's Yami Yami no Mi, I believe it is. The black hole fruit, right? I think that's the name for it. And basically, the attack he uses to counter him with is Dark Cloak, Black Blade. I think I've got that right. Let me just make sure I've got that specific name right. And he has a black hole behind him. So yeah, Dark Cloaked, Black Blade. And he has like a black hole behind him. And Light just freezes. He can't do anything. He goes, he just absorbed my power. I can't move. And a slash comes towards him. Now the crazy thing about this whole is Asta's fanboying, just like I was fanboying. I thought that is probably the most amazingest thing I've ever seen. I don't know what's gonna happen in the next chapter. Is this gonna be the end of like? Now he's meant to be the bad guy, the leader of the bad people. Something must happen. I honestly don't know, but that was just a brilliant ending. That move said it all for me. The guy controls black holes. The guy uses dark magic. Enough said. Yami for the king. So, an amazing chapter, 10 out of 10 from me. I could not love this anymore. I tried to show my excitement, but you really need to check this out if you haven't seen this chapter. You are definitely missing out. It's probably going to come out tomorrow in the next couple of days for those that want to watch it on the free sites. By all means, check it out. Please like, comment, subscribe and share my video. I give you weekly reviews on a regular basis. I will continue to do so. So please support me in the best way you can by subscribing to my channel, and leave everything in the comment section below.